Welcome to early July in South Texas. So if you see me starting to sweat, it's because we're looking at a little over 100-degree days right now. But we actually have a really good growing season that we can plant certain plants all the way through the summer and into the early fall for harvest. So today we're going to be adding some of those midsummer plants to our container garden, and I wanted to share how we create really great premium soil at a budget price. To save a few dollars here and there is always a good thing. Just like any other project we do around here, we have to go to the big box store to get at least our components to start things off. And we're trying to stay as organic as possible with our container garden, and that means finding organic soil to start this process off. Organic soils can run you a lot of money, sometimes up $8-9 a cubic foot for the premium soils. Well, we're doing that for a lot cheaper by finding the components and mixing them ourselves. This isn't a baking channel, but it requires certain ingredients to create premium soil. We start off with a organic manure humus mix, and we add a premium topsoil along with some perlite, and the perlite is for drainage. It aerates the soil as well, and it creates pores for the water droplets to hold on to stimulate better root growth. Another cost saving for us, and some things that we get around our yard and from some friends, is we get our containers from a rancher friend of ours that puts these out for his cattle as mineral totes. We also get sticks and leaves from around the yard and introduce what's called hugelkultur into our container garden. So we line the bottom of the container with leaves, add some sticks and leaves on top of the sticks, and then we put our premium soil on top. And we'll show you how we do that now.
Along the bottom of the container, equally spaced are 3/8 to half-inch holes that we use for drainage. The process of hugelkultur, of adding the leaves and the sticks, is a century-old method of a compost-in-place material that is both super nutritious for your plants and also great in moisture retention. All that's left now is to finish putting the leaves on top, and then we can start to mix our soil.
All right, dirt's all in. Now we get to plant, and we've got a couple crops that we're going to be replacing. Our cucumbers have kind of gotten hot and bitter, so we're going to go ahead and snip those off right at the ground. and let those just kind of die on the vine. We'll use those for compost later on this week after they're all dead. But then we're going to plant our whole bean in their place. And the reason we do it this way is because we don't want to disturb the soil. We don't want to mess up with the microbiome that's already established itself around the root base of the cucumbers. So we just plant these right alongside, put them about 1 inch deep. Only have to put them a few inches apart. And they should germinate here in the next 7 to 10 days. Okay. Well, like I said, we are in the South, and like any good Southern garden, we have to make sure we have okra and a fair amount of it. We already have one okra plant that's been producing pretty well so far. We're going to add a few more that are made for late season, hotter July, August planting, and that's what we're going to do here in this container. Okay, we're going to plant these about 12 inches apart in the container along the edge. So we're going to put 4 in this container. And just because I have them in my hand, we're going to do 2 more right here in the middle and just check to see how it germinates and go from there. Okay, so I'm kind of ashamed to say this. We've had our farm in the past. We've had pretty extensive gardens in the past. I've never done a bush bean, so we are going to use this container and plant a midsummer bush bean and see how this goes and see what the yields are for an early fall crop. So these are supposed to be about 18 to 20 inches apart. So we're going to plant 3 in this container, and we're just direct sowing all our seeds this summer because we are a little bit behind the 8 ball, and we're catching up. And just like anybody else, if you haven't started, just start. Just get it going and do your best. If it doesn't produce, it doesn't produce. You'll have it for next year, and just go from there. Now this is a new one for us. We've never grown this in our own garden, so why not give it a shot, right? So we're trying to eggplant this summer, and these are supposed to be planted about 18 inches apart. We're going to do 4 different plants in this particular container to see how it grows and if everything germinates and grows the way it should. So check out how small those eggplant seeds are. I had no idea they were that small. So these need 18-inch spacing and need to be planted 1/4 inch deep. So we're going to put about 3 in this container for our eggplants. Okay, so that's how we do a premium quality soil for our container garden here on the Homestead. We've done potting mixes in the past, raised garden bed soil in the past, and it really doesn't yield what we want. We end up having to add a lot of compost. We have to add a lot of rabbit manure to it to really give it the nutrients that the plants need to thrive. So we've switched over to doing it this way because we're starting with a lot of organic matter already in this premium soil that we just mixed here ourselves, and we saved a lot of money by doing it that way. At this point, I just want to encourage everyone that if you're thinking about starting a garden, just start. You can do it on a budget. You don't have to break the bank to do it. And we just always encourage, just start. Start with a garden and enjoy, because then you get to eat your success. Blooper reel! So just like every other time we start a project, it's in the truck off to the big box store there in the town. Big town of Rosenberg, Texas, 35 miles up the road. So this isn't no bacon channel. Wonder when they're gonna find out how country I really am in my.
Oh, I just did a yeah.
Yeah. Ingredients for premium soil. So I hate a neighborhood. I hate it. I hate it. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. We're moving to the country. I promise.